Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Venom 2 has given us our first real look at Carnage, Cletus Kasady, with Woody Harrelson's prison garb in the Venom post-credit scene swapped out for a look that makes you think, I think I'll cross the other side of the street. Believe it or not, this early raw imagery of Carnage actually has a lot of clues that connect to recent Carnage comics that shed a bunch of light on what horrible shit this character will do in Venom 2. I'm gonna explain how this movie could take the Spider-Verse to a very dark place, but also one that could make the MCU Spider-Man 3 even better. Spoiler warning in case I get all this too right and ruin your life. Okay, Hardy posted to Instagram, before abruptly taking it down so you know it's a real sexy scoop, a photo of Woody with the caption, "Hello, Cletus!" Fire emoji. Cletus Kasady, of course, is a serial killer Eddie Brock interviewed in the Venom post-credit scene.
I'll get out of here, and I will. There's gonna be carnage.
Carnage, a bit on the nose there. I was really expecting it to be,
there's gonna be John Cena!
if only Cena wasn't already scooped up by James Gunn for Suicide Squad. Dream. Anyway, yes, Carnage. In the Marvel comics, Carnage is a name Cletus Kasady takes on after binding with his symbiote offshoot from Eddie Brock when they shared a prison cell together. And since this symbiote is attached to a serial killer, compared to Venom, Carnage is just a purely evil brute with no moral code whatsoever. So Cletus Kasady was already super sadistic before coming in contact with the symbiote. As a boy, he murdered his grandmother by pushing her down a flight of stairs. He tortured and killed the family dog with a drill. So yeah, great guy. Let's give him superhuman symbiote powers. So after escaping prison, Carnage goes on a randomized killing spree. Really, Carnage's reputation is that of an extreme, viscerally savage murderer who is so evil that Venom has to team up with Spider-Man just to stop him. Now, in the films, Carnage's appearance has changed from when we last saw him in Venom. Here, he rocks a flashy Hawaiian shirt, and from his neck hangs a skull-like necklace. But you know what detail we're overlooking here? The hair. We always take hair for granted. I know I do, because I often leave this thing a mess. I give it no thought whatsoever, even though I'm probably like a few years away from losing it all. Losing your hair is a bummer. I know friends and family that have to deal with it. We all want to stay youthful and young looking forever and ever and keep those luscious locks. Well, Keeps has revolutionized the way men are treated for hair loss. With Keeps, it's easier and more affordable to get treatment for your hair loss and help you keep the hair that you have. Keeps treatments are up to 90% effective at reducing and stopping further hair loss. Find out why Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors, and nearly 100,000 men trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention medications. Keeps treatments start at just $10 a month, plus for a limited time, you can get 50% off your first order. If you're noticing that you're losing your hair, do something about it. For a limited time, go to keeps.com/newrockstars or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. But we gotta talk about Cletus Kasady's hair. Before, his hair was curly, dark red, kind of Sideshow Bob-esque. Now his hair is shorter and straighter. This look actually reflects Cletus's appearance in the Carnage USA comic run from 2011. In that storyline, Carnage spreads his violence to small-town America. He takes over the town of Doverton, Colorado, and turns all the people there into a kind of cult that worships him. When we first see him in the comic, his hair is shorter and straighter, and he wears a floral print shirt, just as he does in Hardy's set photo. So this could mean Carnage USA will be one of the comic inspirations for Carnage in this Venom sequel. Like perhaps we'll see Carnage invade a suburban home through the pipes of a bathtub and bond to some poor kid. But actually, Hardy's photo of Carnage is one of 2 looks that we got at this character this week. There was also a set video showing a very short piece of a scene with Cletus Kasady. Let's take a look. Yikes. I just hope this was shot for the movie, not, Woody Harrelson himself doing a weird little dance and then getting shot at by a cop who just luckily has terrible aim. But clearly this is a shot of Cletus Kasady pre-VFX. So in the final shot, we'll probably see Cletus's arm movement leading to an outgrowth of tendrils of its Carnage symbiote as it forms like a kind of protective shield from the gunfire. We did come up with some darker, more twisted ideas for what could be happening here over in our official Discord. That's the place where all of our unfiltered discussions have been happening with our inner circle of supporters. Like our man Danny pitched that Carnage is grabbing the bullets to mold them into a large blade or scythe. I pitched an idea that I'm not too proud of. See it, join our Discord today by becoming one of our patrons at patreon.com/newrockstars. But notice how in the background behind Cletus, there's an overhang sign for Crosby Apartments that might actually tell us some key information. Crosby Apartments is the name of a building in San Francisco. It's located on O'Farrell Street, and if you plug it into Google Maps, you can find the street they actually shot this scene on. So this part of San Francisco is called the Tenderloin District. It's an area known for a large homeless population. Cletus was last seen in San Quentin prison near San Francisco. And if Carnage is targeting the city's homeless people, that could mean Venom 2 might be drawing from the Carnage run in the Marvel Comics by Donny Cates. The real recent one from the past couple years takes the characters to some very cool places, but also some real up ones. The storylines we're talking about here are the Web of Venom and Absolute Carnage storylines. It's an insane crossover event that establishes a new history and a religion for the symbiotes. Like they were created by a symbiote god named Null. And Cletus Kasady kind of resurrects this church, hoping to become the new symbiote god. The series is great. It ties in Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Eddie Brock and his son Dylan Brock, Deadpool, Scream, Iron Fist, and others. And it features Carnage at one point splitting off worm-like pieces of itself to infect the brains of homeless people in San Francisco to create an army of mind-controlled drones. Now, I would be surprised if Venom 2 went this deep into the comics mythology of the symbiotes and their religion, and a lot of these more recent Carnage comics have come out after the script for Venom 2 was likely locked in, so I don't know how much they could have influenced the film. That said, there really is no limit to the monstrosity of Cletus Kasady. Like, he seems to delight in the sight of blood, and Woody Cletus loves to say shit like,
I can talk about the Dadaist patterns of arterial spray. I bet you can.
And say, after breaking out of San Quentin, this monster would definitely love to roam the streets of San Francisco and kill anyone in sight, a bloodbath that might end in this, sexy little gunfire dance. And if this Venom Carnage film is taking a page from the Web of Venom Absolute Carnage crossover event, it would be interesting to see if they use this Venom sequel to bring in Tom Holland Peter Parker or establish a live-action Miles Morales in this universe. Yes, the characters do remain Sony properties, but the upcoming Spider-Man 3 will be jointly Sony and part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I could definitely see Kevin Feige, who reports say is consulting on these Venom films, pressuring Sony to set up a live-action Miles so that they could feature Miles in the next MCU Spider-Man story, perhaps as a kid that Peter Parker passes on the mantle after losing his battle against Kraven the Hunter, or Sinister Six, or whoever the villain ends up being in that movie. Venom 2 could set that up with Venom and Carnage's fight coming to a kind of standstill, leading to Eddie returning to New York to seek the help of another superpowered anti-hero, the recently accused Peter Parker, Spider-Man, like a post-credit scene meetup in an alley with some graffiti drawn by Miles Morales. You know you want to see it! How do you think Venom 2 should set up the next Spider-Man film? Comment down below with your theories. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Erik Voss. Follow New Rockstars on social media. Subscribe to New Rockstars here on YouTube for breakdowns of everything you love. Thanks for watching, and go ahead, fire those comments at me.